here on the show. We're going to start off with the team that I've rooted for my entire life, and I'm not sure it's necessarily so good for my health. The New York Knicks. They are hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are back home after a 4-game road trip. They lost the last 3 games of the road trip. This is the 3rd time the Cavs and Knicks are matching up this year. They've split the first 2 meetings. The Knicks are favored. This is basically a pick 'em. The Knicks are favored, given the point. The over-under in this game is 208.5. Interesting matchup. The Knicks need a win here. They had won 3 in a row. Now they've lost 3 in a row. Their last game, they blew a 13-point lead to the hottest team in the league. We'll get to that team later, the Utah Jazz, on the road, and they could not close that out, and they're looking to bounce back here. Brian, do the Knicks bounce back and get home? They get some home cooking, sleeping in their own bed. Do they bounce back and get this win tonight? Or do the Cavs win their 3rd game in a row?
So a couple things, right? Like for me, in terms of betting, in terms of the teams, over, under, all that stuff, this is a stay away for me because I'm scared to just put money on any Knick game. Not because of the Knicks, but or not because like I think they're going to win, lose, or suck or whatever, but it's just difficult because of the way they play. I'm always hesitant to go on teams that have like a low pace. They play so slow. They're plotting. They're good defensively, which I think they've proven to this point that they're at least good defensively. Like it's very difficult. I'd probably stick to like parlays, DFS, things like that. There are players individually who I think are interesting to bet on, as it relates to what we're talking about. Julius Randle is somebody, he's still going. Like this shit has not stopped. It's still 22, 11, and 6, 24, 10, and 8, 24, 14, and 3. It's ridiculous. And he's still somebody who you're talking about being potentially the most improved player in the league. So I'm looking at points and rebounds parlays. I'm looking at just points, period, because last time they played Cleveland, he had 30. They didn't have Jarrett Allen, but I don't think Jarrett Allen's going to stop Julius Randle but so much. And he's not even going to be out there all the time because they have 50 million centers. And then with Cleveland, I'm looking at Darius Garland because he's somebody who was averaging 17 and 6, 17.6 assists, a little more than that actually, in the first few starts of the season. He leaves because of injury for a while. Mm-hmm. He's just being worked in the rotation again. He just got back, played 3 games off the bench. Last game he started, only 14 points, 4 assists, and shot 6 of 11. So he actually looked pretty good, and he played 30-plus minutes. So he's back. He's healthy, and I think that he's somebody I'm looking at, points, assists, maybe just points, maybe just assists. He might actually, come with the most assists in this game, maybe even of the night if we're being very ambitious, but it's 10 games. And then somebody else said, Kyle in the comments, RJ Barrett. I mean, no, I thought he said RJ. He said RJ.
No, Kyle was giving love to Rutgers.
Kyle, appreciate you, Kyle. Fellow
nothing to do with RJ Barrett.
But RJ Barrett is someone else I want to get to. But shout out to Rutgers. I mean, we talked about Seton Hall earlier, but Jarod went there, so we got to show them some love. They'll beat my school's ass in basketball, so I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, we are D1 for crying out loud.
I'm sorry you guys went to schools.
So is St. Francis.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
So is St. Francis Brooklyn, but we're in the Northeast Conference. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't that.
I know nothing about that life. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
Look at you talking all the chest because you went to pick. Like, yeah.
But RJ Barrett, like he's somebody else who I'm looking at. Like he's tricky to bet on, but he always rebounds the ball, or mostly always rebounds the ball. So he's somebody that you could look at for parlays in that sense as well.
You like the players here, but who do you like the game?
And the game is tough, but I would. It's a stay away for me. It's a stay away from me, but I will go with the Knicks because I do think they could just grind this one out, and they did beat the Cavs before. So,
all right, good stuff. Now this is two teams who've been pretty good defensively early on this year. Got over under at 208.5. Murph, is this a stay away for you also, or are you going Team Knicks? Come on, man, Team Knicks.
It's kind of a stay away, but if I gotta pick a team, I gotta go Cavs. I'm sorry, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the Knicks usually do.
What's wrong with you?
the Knicks are good against teams not unsuspecting. They catch better teams by surprise and that type of thing. But when they play a team on their level, and both teams are going to come play hard, they haven't been that good. And Cleveland, has actually been a slightly better team this year. They've been playing well. And I just look at the against the spread numbers. Cleveland has been the better team against the spread all season. They're 5-1 in their last six games and 7-0 on Friday night games. So that's hard to beat. So all the energy is pointing towards Cleveland. They have more talent than the Knicks. They just have more guys that they can throw at you. So I'm kind of convincing myself into taking Cleveland +1 tonight.
Okay. There's a lot. This chat today is interesting. We got a lot of college basketball love. We got St. John's. It's like the old Big East.
We definitely got to take questions later. We have.
We got to. It's like the old Big East in here. We got Pitt, St. John's, Seton Hall talk up in here. Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
People back in the day, Big East was the conference, man.
It was, man. I miss those days. All right, Jarod.
And
what about
Marcus Hatton and Carmelo Anthony left.
You Marcus Hatton in the same breath.
Actually, no. Kemba Walker.
That makes that statement a lot better. There we go.
Defense. I mean, he did it against Pitt, so
you know what?
He did.
I'm gonna say this.
That was classic.
I'm gonna say this nicely to all of y'all for this. Fuck y'all for that. Okay, there you go. All right.
But on some real stuff, though, defensively, look, Murph just talked about it. The Knicks and the Cavs are both, as of right now, playing excellent defense. For that, I like the under in this game. Look, it is for sure a stay away just because I'm like, honestly, the Knicks are that weird-ass team that, like, they'll screw around. You're like, damn, they in this game. They're going to end up winning it. And Cleveland, because, they're still young and still learning how to play well. Like Bryan said, though, I do love the props in this game. Look at your props with Andre Drummond, points and rebounds, obviously. Look at the Sexland backcourt. Points, rebounds, assists. Yes, I know, Bryan, you love Sexland. That's your jam, right? And anything with Quigley off the bench, those are some players I'm looking at for some player props.
Okay, that's good. We're going to touch on that later, guys. Talk about some player props and some parlays around that. Knicks Cavs a good game. I would stay away from this game too. I'm with Murph on it. Although I think the Cavs are an interesting matchup for the Knicks. If you watch how both these teams have played in the preseason, the regular season, interesting matchup. I would stay away from it, but I'm with Jarod. I like the under and the over-under just because of the pace that both of these teams play at and how good they are defensively. I would bang that under for the 208.5 in this game. Next.